Hi, I'm Marc and welcome to my book reviews. And today I have a book for you that, goes very well with the season we are in right now. It's Northern Lights, His Dark Materials, The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Lyra Belacqua leads a light-hearted wild life among the scholars at Jordan College, Oxford. Always by her side is Pantalaimon, her animal demon. But with the arrival of Lyra's uncle, the gloomy Lord Asriel, a dangerous adventure begins for her. Because there are secret plans that are throwing Lyra's world into chaos. It's about stolen children and lost demons, about witch clans and fighting polar bears, and about an enigmatic, world changing substance called dust. This is the first volume in the award winning fantasy series His Dark Materials. And now be careful. Once again, from here on, there will be a bunch of spoilers. The main character of the trilogy, Lyra Belacqua, grew up in Jordan College in Oxford. The Oxford in which Lyra lives is not to be equated with today's Oxford. Lyra is always with her demon Pantalaimon. In Lyra's world, everyone has a demon. He is usually of the opposite sex and accompanies humans in animal form. Lyra's demon does not yet have a fixed form since he is still a child, or she is still a child. Only with puberty does the demon take on a fixed shape and thus also make a statement about the character of the human being. Human and demon are inseparable. They are like body and soul. Lyra lives with male scholars at Jordan College because her parents were killed in an accident. Her only relative is Lord Asriel, her uncle, with whom she does not have a good relationship. But the book begins with Lyra overhearing a conversation between her uncle and some of the college's scholars and learns that the world is about to go to war. The reason for this is the discussion about dust, a matter that has not yet been fully explored, which brings the world into imbalance and which Lord Asriel and also the church want to research further. Dust sticks to people but not to children, Lyra learns. She is insecure, but her uncle leaves for the time being without further discussion. In return, the college receives a visit from Marisa Coulter, a glamorous, attractive woman who is also extremely successful professionally in a world dominated by men. Lyra is fascinated by her and is very happy when she offers to come to London with her. She gives Lyra a glimpse into the finer things in life, changes her clothes and takes care of her hair, all things Lyra didn't get from the men in college. At the same time, the two are preparing for an exhibition to the north, on which Lyra is to assist Mrs. Coulter. However, there are always disputes between the two, with Mrs. Coulter's demon always acting very aggressively and brutally towards Pantalaimon. After some time at Mrs. Coulter's, she gives a cocktail party at which Lyra overhears some of the guests. They don't speak very well of Mrs. Coulter. When Lyra was still in Oxford, children from poor families were kidnapped, including Lyra's friend, the kitchen boy Roger. It was rumored that the gobblers were hiding behind the actions, but no one knew exactly who they were. Lyra now learns from the guests at the party that Mrs. Coulter founded and runs the General Oblation Authority, so she has captured all the children. Lyra and Pantalaimon no longer trust her and run away. They join the Gypts, people who live on houseboats on the rivers of England. Some of their children have also been captured and they are on their way north to retrieve their children. On the trip, Lyra learns that her parents are not dead, but that Lord Asriel and Mrs. Coulter are former lovers and Lyra is their child. Lyra doesn't like that at all. On the way to the Arctic, Lyra meets the armored bear Yorick Bernison. His armor has been taken from him, which is like taking the demon from a human. He actually killed another bear in an argument and thus lost his position as leader of the armored bears. Lyra helps him get his armor back and the two become close friends. Yorick helps Lyra in all three parts again and again when she's in trouble, as does Serafina Pekkala, the queen of the witch clans of the north. It becomes important again, especially at the end of the trilogy. Shortly before reaching the fortress Bolvangar, where the children are being held captive and unfortunately being experimented with, the Gypts are ambushed, now on sledges, and Lyra is brought directly to Bolvangar by the men. There she meets Roger and some other children and learns what is to be done with them there. Through so-called intercision, humans and demon are separated from one another with a kind of a guillotine. This prevents dust from settling on them, which is the primary goal of the General Oblation Board and the Church in general, because the dust is associated with original sin. Lyra also faces this procedure. She already sees herself separated from her demon when her mother saves her at the last moment. But Lyra doesn't want to know anything about her and tries to escape with the other children. They are picked up by the Gypts and by Yorick, and the other children travel back home. The eponymous golden compass, it's a hard word, is the alethiometer, an instrument that always reveals the truth to anyone who can read it, and that's including Lyra. Lyra and Roger want to visit Lord Asriel in his fortress first, because Lyra thinks he would like the alethiometer. But he's not interested in that, all the more so is in her friend Roger, because he needs a child to generate enough energy so that he can build a bridge into a parallel world. Roger dies in that operation, and Lyra and Pantaleon decide to follow Asriel into the new world. And the author Philip Pullman was born in Norwich in England in 1946. He grew up in Zimbabwe and in Wales. He worked as a teacher for many years before concentrating entirely on writing. He became known worldwide with his Dark Materials trilogy. It has been translated into over 40 languages, and Pullman has received numerous awards, including the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Prize for his complete works. He lives in Oxford. And now I have a little bit of different information for you, because this is my last video until Monday. Because this year I decided to take 2 days off for Christmas for once, never done that one before. After more than 3,000 videos on all of my channels this year, I'll treat myself to that. And incidentally, in Germany today is the day on which we open our presents, and both Christmas days are public holidays in Germany. I know it's treated differently all over the planet. If you have a very special tradition for Christmas, please write them in the comments. I'm always curious to see if and how my audience from all over the planet will celebrate Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I still, of course, wish you a quiet weekend and that you get some rest. But don't end the video now. I have a special treat for you if you want to get into more Christmas mood today. And the end of the videos will be different in every video on every channel today. So enjoy. And remember, don't fight, be festive. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noël, Frohlich Gerstfest und frohe Weihnachten.